deal. Fucking, oh man, that made me mad. But it's all good now.
I'll tell you what my comments on it is I told the commish, like, look, 90% of officers are gonna go to bench like once every 3 months, right?
Yep.
And so whereas they're gonna be facing off on lawyers that are there like 5 times a day.
Yep.
And you know, did the whole thing, but then he mentioned something that I'd completely forgotten about this city. You need preponderance. You don't need beyond a reasonable doubt. And then I realized that the solution to all this is threefold. One is we need the documentation of all this shit, right? Because how the fuck do we know how it works if we don't have access to the documents? And number two, you know, have a couple of us, you know, some of us fly in and like some shit goes down. We come through and we fucking make those goddamn criminals eat a dick with our words.
Yeah, so we already have. I'm right there with you. So bench trials are on pause right now. The only reason being is we getting Black, Boo, Cream. All 3 are getting their bar licenses.
Oh,
so
yes.
They are. Our corporals are going to have bar certs, including Cream, which is a name I'm going to push forward to you. Dude is fucking solid. But he's also going to get his bar cert.
What if I told you I also got a DA that's cracked?
I mean,
let me give you the number right now. The guy's name is, I met him a week ago, and I've been trying to get him to be the start of the DA's office. So we always got someone to lean on. When I say this guy is good,
what's his name? I probably already know him.
Hugh something.
Oh, Hugh's fucking, he's the man.
Yeah, he's.
Here, 1 second. I'm a corporal. Corporal, what's going on? I'm currently talking to the chief. Why? What's happening? Yeah, Clarkson.
Chat, most people can't be prepared for court. No one sucks in court. Cops aren't trained for court.
So
and when you only
had his truck stolen.
When you only got to deal with it occasionally,
and blew its tires out. Okay. All right. I'm talking to the chief right now. So
there's a guy out here.
Yep.
He's coming to you right now.
I got it. Yep. We got it later. Conor's around, by the way.
Yeah. I think he I think he knew I was going to be around early, so he's like, haha. It's going to be good.
It'll be good. Anyways, he just shot somebody for stealing his truck. So, going back to what we were talking about before. Yes, absolutely fucking solid. Love that lawyer.
Yeah, I'm glad you like him.
He's been asking me, and he's been like, you know, do you know when Chief's going to be around? Love to talk to him about the DA stuff. I was like, I don't know.
I'm just going to make him the DA, and then I'm going to ask for forgiveness later.
I agree with that.
Yeah. It's one of those things that, you know, the commission is going to be busy with so much stuff. I'm just going to start doing things and then letting him, you know, beat me over the head.
Oh, I've been doing the same thing when it comes to how we're dealing with like pursuits and stuff. I've been just doing things and then running it by him after. You know, I haven't had any issues.
Yeah.
So.
I think the same thing sort of goes with like Air One and the racing shit. Like, I know we talked about like all these cool pragmatic things, but the more I'm realizing it, the more I'm like, instead of let's just fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Yep, I agree. 100%. We need. So I have Black, and I also have Jim Beam, both who are solid air pilots. They just don't have certs. I was waiting to talk to you before I can get them established with flight training and get them out there. I love that. Love that.
Yeah, I think the document. Have you seen the SOPs?
Yep.
With the Air One stuff?
No.
Oh, let me send it to you.
Okay.
So
I also have 3 individuals who are now bike certed as well.
Oh, I really like that. I like that a lot.
And I want to run you by what we're doing with the bike. So we have 2 bikes. Yep. One is white in color, one is black in color. Okay. Under and lightning. The white and color bike, if there's only one motor unit on duty, he is to be in the white and color bike. We have 2 motor units on duty. The white and color bike is to predominantly be secondary in chases, while also running tertiary and parallels for spikes, because that's their job until a bike is pulled out, or pulled during the vehicle chase. The black and color bike is to be predominantly used for parallels and for spiking, because it's low profile and it's harder to see whenever they get into an area to spike it. Does that make sense?
Yes. Am I understanding it's one bike?
We have 2 bikes.
Oh my
One's
God.
white,
Okay.
one is
I
black.
thought you said that, and I'm like, wait, no way.
Yeah. So we have then, and there again, if there's only 1 bike unit on duty, it used to be on the white one. But if there is 2, it's a really cool dynamic, with one being a pursuit bike and the other one being predominantly a parallel bike.
Oh, okay.
On top of that, so far, the SOPs I've basically been instructing these individuals is you are predominantly are going to be a tertiary parallel unit. You are okay to run secondary and hold it. I do not want bikes running as primary. Being a hard break, you get pitted off, something like that, you're just fucked. It's not worth it. So it's kind of like, as we talked about Air 1, like a scout, just maintaining the chase so your other officers can get back in first and secondary, and you can just continue the chase, so it gives us more of a chance to spike them.
I'm gonna ask a question here, and I want to hear your
Yes.
thoughts, and I'm gonna knock on a little bit here, right? Should bikes try to pursue until other units attach, or are the bikes potentially like interceptors that you get what I'm saying?
Yes. So I thought about this as well. When it comes to interceptor cars, I do not want us to pull out a Mustang, a Corvette, or a multi-$100,000 vehicle unless a race is happening or something where we have to match.
Agreed.
That.
Regular
With
patrolling
bikes,
is cringe.
Agreed. Like, no one should be driving around a fucking Mustang, especially if everyone in the city isn't.
Yep.
With bikes, it's different, because at any point, and the reason why we got bikes put in like a day's notice, is because in one day there was 4 different chases where people were just getting into an alleyway, blocking it off, jumping on a bike, going down a one-way that even we couldn't parallel to. So that's why I even have bikes as secondary or even attached to the chase in general. And that's why also I'm telling them, I want you tertiary, I want you running parallels.
I fuck with that. All right.
To be honest with you, Chief, it's been gross. Like, Spike, I don't know if you know who Spike is. That's his nickname.
Yeah.
He's the head of the motor unit right now for me. He's unbelievable, man. That's why his nickname is Spike. He has probably spiked over 20 people in the last week and a half.
Jesus.
He is murdering it with the spikes and the parallels. Like, he is a fucking beast. And we just got Steel on motor, and then we also have Pencil. He's going to be joining the motor program as well.
Okay. I like this a lot. I think the biggest thing for us is going to be seeing the feedback of it. And it transparently my concern, and we'll wait until we see it. I remember being so nasty at one point on a bike way back when that it became the other units couldn't attach, but I stayed on it, and then it became like we got to kill him because we can't shake
there
the bike.
It is.
And
that's why I have them running parallels, because I don't want chases to the only reason that the chase continues is because we have a bike unit that you just cannot lose in the city. What I will say is I had that exact same sentiment. The bikes used to go 134 miles an hour. Now they go 113 miles an hour. So if you were to lose other units, you can send it up the freeway and just highway blast them.
There is something that I'm not going to say we should do, but I'm going to say isn't something we shouldn't not consider, which is if we're doing things by the book, and even if we are pushing the limit, it's easier to pull back later than go too soft now.
Agreed.
Because, I think, the needle was so much on one end that even for myself, look, I've been busy with other things, but there has been an aspect of me which is like, I'm just watching them do things.
Yep.
And I do want to crack
about the changes
some skulls. Yeah. I talked to Mish yesterday.
Go Go ahead. Sorry.
I did provide some feedback as well, so there's some additional shit.
Wonderful.
Mostly revolving around, I think it's annoying for me watching like a million cars that have been broken into. And
Same.
It just, I don't know, I've got OCD maybe, but recommending that, look, let's just say it's not for us, but it is for us.
Got it.
Yeah.
No, I've been going to war, brother, every fucking day on behalf of the PD, and I've been saying the same shit where it's like the pendulum is swinging one way, and it hasn't been swinging our way since the city, was established after the big corruption thing.
I'm just gonna tell you what I recommended. You ready for this?
Okay.
Because you'll see, this is gonna sound like it's for them, but it's actually for us. I saw a TV show where people sometimes set up for the vault, right? And their quote unquote setting up a plan is 2 hours of looking for particular vehicles that match the description, right? And then, they get caught taking this, and then this thing disappears, and you end up with like some dog shit plan because ain't nobody trying to spend 2 hours looking for some shit. Yep. But you can imagine down the line, there might be two options. One is you're looking for a vehicle, right? You pay a little bit of extra money instead of going fucking hunting for that shit for an hour. They got some 1060 vehicle that may have registration for more money, right?
Yep.
Number two, they're going and hitting that vault, and there might be, I don't know, like 30 credits, right? And they can spend those credits to get the tools that they want. So even those that may not have the time, we might respond to like the vault, and they spent all their credits to disable our comms for 5 minutes.
Oh, I hear what you're saying. Like a scrambler.
Yeah. Or you might see another time you go there, and they spent their credits on a fucking boat attached to a truck with, you get what I'm saying?
100% get what you're saying.
So now you might be like, well, how does that help us? It's because we're not seeing the same dog shit every day.
That's the first thing I thought of.
Mm-hmm.
So, at least there's going to be some variables for us, and it's not the exact same bullshit procedure.
And now it's not even,
I hear that.
There doesn't need to be there might only be 3 banks, but there's different every day.
Ways to hit it.
Yep.
And those things don't always have to be the same.
Yeah. Because for us, like, it don't matter, like, if they're fucking hacking this and, like, fucking putting their dick in a key and, like, we don't see any of that. It's just a chase. But for now, it's like, what's going to happen?
Yep. What's going to happen to us as well?
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
That sounds fucking
That
sweet.
shit gives me a fucking hard on, to be honest. Like
100%.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Other than that, we had some situations where cops were getting taken hostage. I mean, man,
I heard about that. Not a fan.
It was like one day we had 6 officers getting taken hostage and or shot in one day. So I made it very apparent, if someone takes an officer hostage, we'll give them what they want in terms of, like, for example, at 24/7, I just saw a cop patrolling Legion Square, took him hostage for 24/7. They demanded $1,000 and free passage, no spike strips. I handed them $1,000. They go to drive off. We shot the ever living fuck out of them. I then have a meeting after that, and I've told the officers, I said, listen, somebody takes a car and all that other bullshit, I don't care. If someone takes a cop hostage, whatever they ask for, you give it to them, and then you shoot the absolute fuck out of them when they leave that scene, period. The thing is like, we have, in a good day, today's different, right? It's a Friday, right? And Friday, Sundays is a little bit different. But especially during the week, Chief, we have 4 to 7 officers on duty, even in prime time.
What?
Yeah,
Wait,
it's been bad.
so I get on around 9 p.m.,
Yep.
right? And there's like 16 to 25 cops. Like, what the fuck?
Yep. How? During anywhere from for me, for 10 a.m. all the way till 6 to 6:30, there is 5 to 7 to 8 cops on weekdays, Monday through Thursday.
Oh my God.
So
I'm going to be honest that I actually do believe this, because there was a point where I was waking up here before other shit. And I remember there was an issue before the storm, and it would bleed into the next. And you know, it's one of those things where if there's not enough to do, and then it's just, you know.
I also think it's another thing along the lines of go ahead.
Oh, that's you. Can you wait in the lobby, please? And then I'm gonna
Yes, sir.
bring you up. All right. See you in a bit.
I'll head that way.
So we were having it's like for example, you know, you play League, you don't understand playing League in your apartment. It's like no matter what you did,
Deadlock.
even if you took the final whatever it is,
And these
like the
fucking
final one
guys
to
don't
win
have
the game.
microphones, and then they're just fucking farming. It's like, bro, this isn't the fucking Sims, bitch. All right, we're 30 minutes into the match. You're literally the carry, and you're sitting here farming up more items while your entire team is dying.
And then on top of that, right, you're dealing with all the farming and all the bullshit. And then even whenever you win, you still lose, right? Even whenever you lay spike strips, you pit the vehicle, you box the vehicle, everything goes the way that you were told that needed to go for you to be able to land a 95.
Yeah.
Then you have some dickbag spitting, and while he's talking, come up, handcuff you. Then, you know, an officer can't even uncuff you. He uncuffs his friend, throws his friend in a car, and they still get away. Or 7 vehicle swaps later, an hour and 15 minutes into the chase, then they get away. It's like, oh, you're good. It's like I can understand why officers weren't waking up. We have cadets, to be honest with you, from the cadet thing on the 24th. We went over it today, me and Fu, and I fired a couple people.
I'm so confused.
We had cadets that didn't even wake up, and when going over the weeks, the week one, like we had multiple, probably 4 to 7 people. Week 1, 10, 15 hours of being a city. Week 2, 8 to 10. Week 3, 4 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours in a week. So
what the fuck? I wonder. So I've been hands off with the training and the recruitment very intentionally. Not my, you know, like not my shit. You know what I mean?
Or what you want to be doing?
What's that? Yeah, I got like other things. Yeah, exactly. And you know, I sort of I mean, we've had a command issue for a while, which is why I'm really happy we finally have the command apps going out and the NCOs, so that you can lean on like Black and Fu and et cetera, right? My God, that bitch is awake. Tilly.
Oh God.
So, but I transparently have been rather confused about the way we hire, because everyone's always going to come for training because they want to be a cop, but we're exhausting a lot of energy for going through sinks and swims and all this shit.
I hate sink or swims.
And then
they
don't show up.
I hate sink or swims. I do not like sink or swims whatsoever. That's just me personally. I know something that you know, the commissioner likes to do, and the other captain and stuff. I know it's something that they like. I don't like that shit at all. I don't. People come here to learn, not come here to instantly get put on the field, you know. And then, you know, we have people who are cadets, and this is another problem we have. We have cadets that are okay with being cadets. They just want to be cadets. They want to be passenger princesses and passenger princes, and they're completely okay with sitting there and being a cadet, you know?
So how do we fix this?
Okay,
because I think part of it, let's be honest, is you're awake the earliest, right? Me and Kamish are not going to be awake till much later, right?
Yeah.
And I think now to dial back the history, right? What I'm going with this is I feel like we did all the sink or swims and all the training late night, and we didn't really put that effort earlier.
Well, to be honest with you, that doesn't hardly matter either, because I have an officer, Ahmed, who wakes up at like 4 a.m. My time. He says he's the only officer on duty for like 3-4 hours a day before I get on.
That's like AU shit, you know what I mean?
Well, I understand that, but what I'm saying is even where these trainings are taking place, that time zone is the weakest.
All right.
Right. So We have I'm doing an academy. I wanted to clear by you. I'm willing to do an academy on Sunday. I already got the corporals that they said that they're going to be free for it. I got a couple other officers who are going to show up for it. You're more than welcome to be there. I would love for you to be there unless you're busy. But we plan on
Academy?
doing it. Yeah, we plan on doing it at noon on Sunday, noon EST.
Let
Now, if it's
me
some
see what I can do. You know, I've got
Okay.
like you know, shit's I'm balancing two things.
I know. If it's something to where you would want to
Yeah.
push the time back, I'm cool with that as well. You just need to let me know.
Yeah, no, I Academy, I get exhausted watching that shit. I'm gonna be honest.
I figured. So
yeah,
I can do it.
I would just
I
do
don't
it.
mind.
And I think that's the right mentality. I don't think it's even wrong if like, I mean, look, at the end of the day, you're a motherfucking captain. If you
Yeah.
want to hire like a different way than the way that it's hired in the evening, I would just say, yeah, let's fucking go. Fucking
Yeah.
get 20 cops in. Fucking like, I would not. Look, I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't even give a shit if you ended up hiring like 40 fucking cops, giving them guns and badges, tripling them up, and just slowly removing them over time. You know, whatever.
And that's the plan.
Yeah, because
That's the plan. It's not gonna be 40, but I'm gonna have a absolute massive class. I'm going to get as many sons of bitches in the city as I possibly can. We're gonna have a huge academy, and numbers will not be the issue. If I
Yeah.
have to deal with officer complaints, if I have to deal with officer firings, if I have to deal with all that other bullshit, I don't give a fuck. That's why we
Yeah.
have NCOs. That's why I have food.
Yeah.
That's why I have black.
Yeah.
Like I don't, and I don't mean this as like I don't want you around, but we don't need our chief to do things like this.
No,
You know,
no.
you should be able to come and go as you please and lead
Yeah.
from, the same way
I'm
you're
like
leading.
administration, right?
Exactly.
It's like, if there's an issue, there's a problem with DOJ or whatever, and I come in and fucking dialogue Andy. You know what I mean?
and that's the way it's supposed to be. That's
Yeah.
how a chief of police should be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm all accepting of that. And I like it that way, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So
I agree. Like this is like your shit. Like I don't want to touch it.
Yep.
You say you want everyone
100%.
pulling their fucking dick out in shift 1. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like,
I'm right there with you. So yeah. So what we're gonna do that. We'll do that on Sunday, and then other than that, like another big thing as well is, we were talking the other night about trying to get people more on duty and trying to get people awake and stuff.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me is, I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief. There's a bunch of fucking snowflakes, man. A bunch of fucking snowflakes, man.
In the police department?
Yes, like people who are like, oh, the way they're talking to me hurt my feelings. That's why I'm not waking up anymore.
Bro, fuck you. Don't wake up
and
then.
and that's where I'm at. That's
Yeah,
why I
no.
just want to get a whole
Bruh,
new wave of
They
cadets
haven't
in.
even seen shit right yet. Like, if you're getting
Yep.
upset, I will say that I've been witness to some of it, but it's very rare. And it's so rare that if it's happening to them, I don't think they're gonna survive anyways.
Agreed. Like
Yeah.
we had an officer. Okay, we had an officer.
Fucking
who
tablet
hasn't
kids,
shown
I
up.
swear to God.
We had an officer who hadn't shown up for a week, and I was asking the commissioner. He said that their complaint is that the radio chatter was too loud and overstimulating.
That is like how do I put this? Okay, so I'm gonna two opinions on this. One is that might not be something that can help. It's like a real thing.
Which I understand that.
The second thing though is I do think we talked about this a week ago, is a dispatch, and dispatch would be able to actually have a panel that can move shit. Because I do agree that I personally like multiple channels for shit, but the thing is we also don't have a lot of units.
Well, that, and we don't have a way to navigate the radio. I would designate people in their chases to 4th, 5th channel, but I
We
can't
don't have a swap up
because our
and down.
radio doesn't work that way. I'm gonna be honest. I'm about to shoot that woman.
Yeah, that's Tilly.
About to shoot her.
I'm pretty sure she finds out when I'm in the city, and then she wakes up, and then comes up with yep,
ways to fuck with you.
Yep, that's it. She's bitching in my fucking ear on both characters. I'm about to shoot her. So,
But yeah, other
yeah.
than that, everything's going well. It's just the only thing that we need is just more units. That's it. We have to
Yeah.
get more officers
Yeah.
because there's so much crime that again, it's just spreading resources thin, you know.
Bro, I'm with it. Let me try to be around on Sunday as well.
Yeah,
I
no
think it'd be
worries.
fun.
We'll go forward without you, but if you show up, fantastic.
I think we need to dial back on, how do I put this? We were way too serious in the first 2 weeks. I'm going to keep it real. And
Agreed.
then eventually, even I'm just like, this is exhausting.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. Now, like when shit gets real, shit gets, you know what I'm saying? Like,
100%.
but, you know, unless someone like fucking gets hurt or like there's like a legal reason, like whatever, bro. You know what I mean?
No, I'm the same way. That's why I've been dealing. Like we had a guy who has been fired 3 times before, and he came up to me and he was a cadet, and they were like, "We're gonna have a 3-week process for him to get out of cadet." I'm like, "Fuck that! You're a probie. You know your case law. You know what to do. If you do something stupid, I will fire you. Don't do it. It's that
Yeah.
simple." You know, and he hasn't had any issues, and he's been waking up like crazy and enjoying his time. The officers who are waking up, Chief, don't get a fucking complaint from any of them. You know, the dailies, they love it.
Yeah, I mean, every time I wake up, shit's in order. Like, yesterday was a prime example. We caught a shitload of 95s, and then we had a fucking Tilly situation, and then we had a Dracula situation, and then we went out there and got more 95s. It's like people know how to switch the fucking gears really well.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like our SOPs is after 5 minutes spike, after 10 minutes PBS.
Yeah.
We've been pushing that harder because what we're seeing is people were so used to these super long chases that they weren't even trying in the first fucking 30 minutes, and then they would just get swap vehicle.
Why are they taking so long? I'm confused.
They're not anymore. We've already solved that issue.
Okay.
We just spiked earlier.
Could I know like what it was? Because we were able to spike like in a couple minutes.
Unlimited resources.
Oh.
People were, you know, for example, we would go after a car, and it wasn't an officer issue. That's the thing. Like, yeah, there was circumstances where officers just, you know, before we came around, Chief, there was a statement made that basically, if you're caught being in plain terms, a try-hard piece of shit, you're gonna find your way out of the city. And a lot of cops took that as, I need to be as soft as Taco's back fat. Right?
Yeah,
I have made it very apparent the last week and some change that is no longer what we're doing. Still, you need to be somewhat of a character, but at that same time, we cannot just sit there and observe for 45 fucking minutes in every single damn chase.
I think you hit the nail on the head, because when I was getting on duty, I was seeing a lot. Like, brother, I had Black handle a situation where, and this was by the way, veteran cop. I went to a store robbery, and these guys are all inside, and he's just like, well, what's going on here? Oh, man, you must be trapped behind the door. I'm like, brother,
there it is.
That shit got locked in because the alarm got set, and these guys are like running around, like they're like throwing the illegal goods on the roof. And I'm just like, bro, it doesn't, that's not what we're asking for.
Yeah, and like, you know, not everyone is veterans like us in this space, so they took it as, I want to make sure that I'm not the one who's labeled that guy, you know, so I don't get thrown out. So we've been changing that narrative, and I've also told cops, I'm like, listen, if something happens and you do fuck up, you're not just gonna get fired. Like, I see you guys every single day. If you are a cop and you're a good one, I'm not gonna let somebody tell me that you're gone because you fucking did something wrong. You know, that's not going to happen.
I think the only time I'm a bit of a softie, but I think the only time you need to fire someone if they're like shit. Like, 100%. You know what I mean? They're making people's time miserable with intent.
There it is.
With intent is the big one.
There it is. 100% agreed.
So,
and again, it's getting better, so much better. Like, every day I come in the city, it's a better day. So we're definitely not going backwards. But I think, like I said, with the new probies coming in, or with the new cadets coming in after we do the academy, and then getting those sons of bitches to probie, we'll be good.
Oh yeah, Ready to catch some 95s?
Absolutely.
Bro,
Okay.
all right. Hey, Tilly. What the fuck? I thought she was here still. All right.